Da, 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 da. Start spread. Jokes, I'm too good at when I get copyrighted. I don't know why I'm wearing this shirt today, but I was feeling it. Alright, so, and it's true. I love New York. Alright, I do. Take me back there this instant. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alice. We talk about books. We sometimes do some lifestyle and vlog content. So if you're looking for someone to stick on in the background while you make yourself a meal, clean your room, do that thing you've been putting off for the longest time, or you just want someone to listen to, then I'm your gal. So consider hitting that subscribe button. Come on in, join the family. It is free and you can unsubscribe at any time. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get on with today's video. Sorry about Thursday's video again, guys. You know, she's not feeling too much herself, but it's okay. We're back in business. We're back. The hair is wild. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to wash it today because I don't know what it's doing, but it's getting on my last nerve. It's like out here, like a triangle, so that's fun. Anyway, swiftly moving on. What are we going to talk about today? Are you ready? Drum roll, please. John Gray. My favourite author when I was a teenager, I think technically it kind of would have been a tie-up between two because I did also love Veronica Roth because I love the Divergent series. However, that was like the only series I read by her. I don't know if she has any other works, but John Green, I pretty much exclusively read his entire section of everything he had going on. These are my top three favourites. Actually, I thought we'd talk about them today. It's a little bit of a get to know me. It's a little bit of a throwback, you know, talking about the mind of Alice, what she liked to read, what made her who she is today, you know, that kind of chat. So let me know what you like to read in your teenage years or when you were younger in the comments down below. Let's see if we had any in common. We'll go right back in future videos, don't you worry, to the stuff I read when I was a lot younger, but this was definitely my teenage years, and I really would recommend reading John Green books because they just have something about them that are just so I don't know how to explain it. That feeling I only really got fully in these three books. Now I know obviously the elephant in the room, we have the 4.5 stars. No, it's a no from me. I love John Green, okay? Mr. John Green, if you're watching this for whatever reason, which you absolutely would not, I do love your works, okay? I do. But it was too much for me. Too much for me at that time. Given what these books kind of gave me, I think the 4.5 stars was just a step too far, you know? It was a lot, okay? It was a lot. But fantastic writing, you know, fantastic times, but it was just a little bit too much, alright? Just a little bit too much. But that's okay, you know? Just shows his caliber as a writer. Could do a little bit of everything. But today, yes, we are going to talk about these three books. Now, I feel like probably most of you would have heard of this one, if not have read it yourself or seen the atrocious movie. Yes, I say atrocious movie. That was a big statement, but it's true. It's probably one of the things that can never be as bad as Allegiant from the Divergent trilogy, but it was really bad, guys. It was really bad. I don't know why they let that happen because this is one of the best books I've ever read. Just gonna say it, guys. Just gonna say it. I don't know. But anyway, most of you probably heard of this one. I would say there's probably a good chunk of you that have also heard of this one, but this is the one most people go, huh? What? I've never heard of that one. And this is definitely a book that should not be slept on, okay? So I give you a little rundown, let's say, maybe about each of them, what I thought, and yeah, why I think you should go and give them a little read. I think these were great, especially, I mean, obviously, you know, it depends where you are in your life. I feel like they're going to be great no matter what, but they definitely were great reading at that sort of coming of age time because I feel like there was a lot of, I don't know, like I felt like afterwards when I read them, I normally felt like, oh wow, it gave me that kind of feeling. I would say it was really good to read at that time, but I think even now it creates like a sense of nostalgia. It just, I don't know, I just really love it, okay? I just really love it. Alright, so let's start with Paper Towns. Now, Paper Towns is, first of all, thank goodness I have this cover because how beautiful is that? Okay, I love this book. It's 305 pages, okay? Also, I'm not going to tell you anything about the ending because obviously that would spoil it, but I believe it is different to the film. I do believe it is different. You know, go have a little read. Go have a little read. The names do make me giggle, and this is a very long blurb, but I'm gonna read it to you nonetheless, okay? The thing about Margot Roth-Spiegelman, that's how you say it, is that really all I could ever do was let her talk, and then when she stopped talking, encourage her to go on, due to the facts that 1, I was incontestably in love with her, and 2, she was absolutely unprecedented in every way. And 3, she never really asked me any questions. Quentin Jacobson has always loved Margot from afar. So when she climbed through his window to summon him on an all-night road trip of revenge, he cannot help but follow. But the next morning, Q turns up at school and Margot doesn't. She's left clues to her disappearance, like a trail of breadcrumbs for Q to follow. And everything leads to one unavoidable question. Who is the real Margot? Now, I just love this because it's such a good story of love and realizing who people are and the images that you build up of people in your head. And I really, 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 really liked this. I remember reading it and being like, wow. It was great. I feel like there's some good life lessons in this book. I just feel like Green brothers in general. I mean, we love John Green. We also love Hank Green. If you haven't seen some of his videos or any of his talks, like, he's just amazing. So go check him out as well. And sorry if there's any other Green siblings I've missed out, but those two are the ones that I know. Yeah, it's just great. It's just great. You could learn a thing or two. So go and pick this up. I feel like this is the kind of book that would probably be in a charity shop, or maybe someone's donating it, or put it in a local library, because I feel like it's a good book that a lot of people read, but maybe they don't want to read it anymore. But I just like it. It's journey. It's got a little adventure element to it. So yeah, give it a go. Alright, next we have Will Grayson. Now, when I read this book, I was like, this is one of the cleverest books I've ever read. Now, this was co-written, and I think there is like a little side story that's in its own separate book, which I think I have read, I believe. But this was one of the cleverest books I've ever read. In terms of, at the time, it absolutely blew my mind. There's two people, Will Grayson and Will Grayson, okay? They have the same name, they are different people. And one chapter is written by Will Grayson capitalized with perfect grammar, and the next one is written with lowercase Will Grayson, and he kind of just does his own thing. And I feel like it's so clever to see the switch. Let me see if I can give you an example. So you've got when I was little, right? So capital letters. Now let's see if we move on. Look, not capitalized. And we're talking about everything. I love it. Anyway, good times. Good freaking times. I'm not sure. I think there is a little bit of swearing going on in these books. I can't remember, but it's fine. That's why I think it kind of ranges from, you know, teenage years all the way up to adults, because I feel like everyone can relate in some way. Now, I love this book. Again, it was really, really clever. It is slightly longer, this one. Oh no, turns out I'm wrong. 308. It's not that much longer. It's because it has a chapter of the Falling Stars at the back, okay? Which, you know, 308, so it's not that much longer. I think all of his books are around that length, I think. It's a good amount. It's enough to keep you interested. Will Grayson meet Will Grayson. One cold night in the most unlikely corner of Chicago, two strangers cross paths. Two teens with the same name running in two very different circles suddenly find their lives going in a new and unexpected direction, culminating in heroic turns of heart and the most epic musical ever to grace the high school stage. Now, it doesn't give you much, and I like that because you can't give you too much. But basically, there's a lot of exploring of sexuality in this book. There's a lot of exploring of that coming of age, high school, that kind of vibe, and I feel like it's really nice to read that. I feel like it had some really good messages in there. It's been a long time since I've actually read these books, so, you know, I think, should I go and reread them properly? I kind of, every now and then I think about them, I have a little scan through, look at some of my favourite moments. I think maybe should I reread? What do you think? I really, really like this book, and also low-key, I know it's not that important, but slay on the colour of this book. Like, that purple is so nice. You can see it has been well loved, guys. It's definitely been well loved. Paper Towns I managed to keep pretty immaculate because I was obsessed with the book, but Will Grayson got absolutely a bent smithereens, but that's alright. It's okay. Okay. Now the final one, we have An Abundance of Catherine. So this is the one that I said not as many people know about. I think if you like John Green, you probably ventured into this book because I think that's also one of his top read books as well. But again, it's just every book is a different style. It's written in a different way. It suits the characters it's about, and I just think it's so clever. So this book was quite fun. I really enjoyed this book, so don't sleep on this one. It has some bits and bobs in it, let me show you. So it has some things in it, it has like little charts and stuff, and I just think they just add to it. It's such a good vibe, alright? Give it a good old read. This book has, let's see, 213 pages, so it's quite short, but it's a good length. It also has some nice bits at the back. It has like an appendix, it explains all the diagrams and stuff, which is really cool. And it actually has a little mini QA with John Green, which I always love. Whenever I finish a book, I always want to know a little bit more, you know, so I do appreciate that. And then again, we have the first chapter of Fault in Our Stars. Boo! Not my favourite. Never mind. Are you ready for the synopsis? Is that the right word? The plot? Let's do it. 19 Catherines and counting. When it comes to relationships, Colin Singleton, which I think is a fantastic name. Colin Singleton's type is girls named Catherine. And when it comes to girls named Catherine, Colin is always getting dumped. 19 times to be exact. On a road trip miles from home, this anagram-happy, washed-up child prodigy has $10,000 in his pocket, a bloodthirsty feral hog on his trail, and a Judge Judy loving best friend riding shotgun. But no Catherines. Colin is on a mission to prove the theorem of underlying Catherine predictability, which he hopes will predict the future of any relationship, avenge dumpies everywhere, and finally win him the girl. Again, it just gives sort of, I believe he is a bit older in this one, but coming of age vibes, as in coming into who you are as a person, owning things, and it's just a fun concept. Like, imagine dating 19 people called Catherine, or 19 people with the same name. Like, how crazy is that? So yeah, I quite enjoyed that one as well. It was definitely different. Each of these books feel like they could have been written by a different person, but at the same time, like, you know, it's John Green, you know it has the similar style, but because they're just so different in how they're written, it could genuinely be like, oh, I didn't know that was by John Green. But yeah, it was really good. So if you've learned anything today, go and read a John Green book, particularly one of these three, whichever one kind of resonated with you, or maybe all of them. I would say maybe steer clear of The Fault in Our Stars, just because it is like super emotional. But if that's your kind of book, then, you know, go for it. If you've always been like, oh, should I read it, should I not, then, you know, I guess you'll never know until you try. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you very much, and as always, until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye. Now let's see if we move on. Ooh, this is a crack. Wow.